As this year's SCCA ProRally Championship gets underway, last year's winner, David Somerville, will not be coming to race in the States. His runner-up last year, Paul Schwanier, is back, however, and driving a brand-new Tiburon. Teammate Noel Lawler will get his old car. That means two, count them, two Hyundai Tiburons competing this season. And over in two-wheel drive, Ralph Cosmides, last year's champion, is back in his Toyota. Welcome to round one of the SCCA ProRally Championship.
We are set to kick off the SCCA ProRally season. It's the 26th year of Pro Rally in this country, and we're starting this year in Palmdale, California for the Rim of the World event. There's a lot of new cars, a lot of new entries. John Buffum is in the pits.
Thanks, Doug. I'm here with Garen Schrader, a relative newcomer to the sport of pro rallying. You certainly did 4 or 5 events last year. You have a new car this year, four-wheel drive. Have you had it out at all? And if you have, what's your first impression?
Yes, fortunately, the guys, we received the car Christmas, early Christmas present, and then we did some high-speed gravel testing 4 weeks ago to get prepared for this event. So I've had a chance to get used to the right-hand drive and get familiar with the car.
And the rest of the field gets familiar with their cars as they put on a show for the spectators here at the hotel before heading out to this evening's stages. Now, the stages tonight will take them over a series of paved and unpaved roads before they head further west tomorrow for the rest of the rally. In total, 272 miles of grueling driving. Now, it's important they want to wait until it gets completely dark so no one has an advantage. And then Paul Schwanier takes the road first. It's important to remember this is a brand new car, completely untested. And Rim of the World will not be your first choice to test a new car.
The roads here at the Rim of the World Rally are very unique in the series. They're very narrow, they're very twisty, and with the addition of the water bars that they have out here to help direct the water from eroding the roads, causes a very different driving style from any other roads that we see all year long. And it can be very difficult to pace yourself because if you drive as fast as you can, I think the best cars wouldn't make it. The roads are that rough. So you need to go quickly, but at the same time, pacing yourself so your car can get to the end of the rally in one piece.
Looks like he's doing that really nicely here. Comes through, working well. Behind him, though, on the road, Noel Lawler, coming up in Paul's old car, last year's championship-winning car. If it was up to me, I'd rather have a car that's had some experience in this kind of driving. Next on the road, Laughlin O'Sullivan with his sister Farina as co-driver. Now, Laughlin's been having a great preseason. He took a win in the Doo-Wop event in Washington, and he's looking for good things here. Now, if this car looks familiar, you may recognize it as David Somerville's old car, last year's champion. Now, Pete Lamb is driving it here, and he seems to be handling the change well. It is getting a little foggy up there, but he seems to be going along nicely. Now, wait, someone's on the course. We have a person off. It's Laughlin O'Sullivan, and that's bad news for him this early in the stage. It'll be hard for him to score any points, losing time there. He looks like he's stuck on the berm, and the fog may be the reason for that. You can see how thick it is here. It's going to cost all these guys a lot of time. Next on the line from Peru, Tony Chavez.
It throws your rhythm a little bit, but it's going to be the same for everybody. So we just have to be safe and try to get through tonight so we can go play in the third.
That'll be the plan for all these guys, and Garen Schrader is definitely one of them. He's got a new car this year, a new Evo. A lot more power, and it's on the pavement for tonight's stages. It looks like an unusual combination, but he seems to be handling it well. Oh, not so fast. Into the guardrail there. Doesn't look like a real bad hit. He's able to keep going. And at the service, he looked for brakes, but nothing serious going wrong.
The first stage just had brain fade. Went out, we went wide on one of the very first corners, and we went into Armco a little bit, lost a little bit of time. Last stage was good. We just need to stay in that rhythm and keep doing. We got a long ways to go yet.
Over in the two-wheel drive class, Ralph Cosmides is first on the road in his Ruby's Toyota Supra.
You know, we have it set up for gravel trim still. We put a little stiffer spring in it. We're running the rally tires, and I think we made a poor choice. We went with our softer compound. I think we should have gone with a harder compound because they went off by the end of the first stage after about 12 miles of pavement. And on the gravel stage, they weren't getting a lot of bite. And then the last pavement stage, they were pretty much done.
His main competition in two-wheel drive, Bill Malik. Now, Bill's had a lot of experience here at Rim, but has had some reliability problems last season. He's looking to finish the event. And in the G2 divisional class, Matt Tabor ran into a few problems. Oh!
God damn it.
That's going to be tough to get out of.
Oh, well, we were coming around last corner there, got a little squirrely, caught the inside of the bank there, and didn't quite get off of it in time before we came over. Just a slow roll. Not too bad, but not good either. Not what you want to do on the second stage this first day.
At least he has the right attitude. Final stage of the evening now. Paul Schwanier coming in through the paved stages. Now, these stages are incredibly fast. Comes up to the time trap here. 55.62 minutes. Great time. Remember, these times are measured in hundredths of a minute, not seconds. Noel Lawler behind him. Coming through. Coming through here. He has been having a fantastic night. Squeaks it through. 55 points behind Paul, and he's got to be happy with that.
Dealer for assistance. Thank you.
All asphalt, and we drive on asphalt here. It's mainly dirt, but this event has 3 great stages in asphalt, so that's why we're as competitive today, I believe.
So on the Toyota Rally time card, it's Schwanier, Lawler, Chavez, Schrader, and Lamb. Lots more rally when we come back.
If you are a satellite dish owner, please contact your local
This SCCA Pro Rally event is brought to you by the Sports Car Club of America and by Ruby's Restaurants, where the food is great.
If watching the race on TV just isn't good enough anymore, and what you're really looking for is a little excitement on your weekends, then maybe it's time you discovered racing the SCCA way. The Sports Car Club of America is your ticket to the pit lane and the fast lane. If you'd like SCCA membership information, call this toll-free number, 1-800-972-6662.
600 wild horses ridden by a madman who eats other men's dreams and backs them with glory chasers. Ivan Ironman Stewart, 16-time winner of the Baja 500.
What's it like to drive what the big boys drive? Call now for your free John Deere video. You'll see the full line of Deere lawn and garden tractors. The power, the attachments, the ruggedness for the long haul. Best of all, you'll find a John Deere sized for every lawn and every wallet. So get it in gear. Call now for your free video and see why nothing runs like a Deere.
This happens here and only here. You get every race, every moment live. This week, it's live coverage of the Formula One Grand Prix of Spain. Speed Vision, the Formula One season. How can you stay away?
The sport of pro rally is new to many people in this country. It's a little bit different than what you're used to seeing here on Speed Vision. To help you out, we prepared a little primer we call Pro Rally 101.
Racing on a rally stage is unlike any other motorsport. Teams are timed as they start the stage, typically a run of 5 to 10 miles, and then the time cards are collected at the end of the stage and the time indicated. Fastest total time wins. Sounds simple, except that you're driving flat out through roads that really aren't even roads, in all kinds of weather. There's always the threat of a breakdown or even a crash just around the corner. Often the only option is to try to continue as you and your co-driver follow a route you've never seen before using just a route book. It's truly a team sport, and a big part of the team is the service crew. They often have the task of repairing badly damaged cars in under 30 minutes. You'll see some incredible mechanical work. It's all just a part of the adventure called Pro Rally. We're just about to get underway with the daylight stages as Paul Schwanier gets ready to head out first. In the pits, John Buffum.
Pete Lamb, 2 years ago, you almost won the Group 2 National Championship in your Datsun. You've got quite a different car here. Tell us how this stacks up against the Datsun.
Well, this is a 97 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 4. It's a four-wheel drive, right-hand drive, turbocharged, a lot more horsepower, and it's 30 years newer. So it's been quite a change. We've had a lot of fun making the conversion. We're doing pretty well with it. We're having a lot of fun.
And we are set to go as Paul Schwanier on board here sets out on stage 6, the famous Del Sur Ridge. Now, there were no problems, it seemed, after last night, the first test of the car, and he's doing a nice job here. It's always nice when you get a brand new car and there are no real significant problems to worry about. Comes through 1:08.24, total time for the rally so far. Behind him on the road, his teammate Noel Lawler in the older Hyundai. Comes through the hairpin. Oh, gets a little bit wide there, but he keeps the power on, gets it through. Up on the ridge now, you can see him working. That steering is really a handful, and he's good at it. He's putting it through the paces now. He comes in towards the finish of the stage, putting in a real nice run here. You can tell he's working hard. 1 hour, 8 minutes, .39. He gave up just 1/100th of a minute on that run. Tony Chavez next on the road behind him now. As you can see, these water bars that the Forest Service has cut into the roads here have made life a little more challenging for these drivers. They're really catching a lot of air there. That's slowing them down. He's coming through well. Now behind him, though, Garen Schrader is on the road, and he is not wasting a second here. Looks like he's made up even quite a bit of time. You can see him start to get into Tony Chavez's dust, which means that he's catching him. Now, these guys are a minute apart on the road, so anytime he can make up here is going to help, but he has to get through that dust. Chavez comes in now towards the finish, really working hard. 1:13.64, a nice time. And the dust is getting thicker as Garen Schrader gets closer. That means he's closing in at the finish 13.92. He's made up almost 40 seconds on that run.
Dak Schrader here, I don't know what kind of pills he gave him, but he's driving really, really good. I'm so proud of him.
That's what I was telling Tony. It makes, when you're close with somebody that's a good driver like Tony, it makes you drive harder, makes you drive at your best. And we did. We just tried to buckle down and go after him, and it's fun competing with a guy like this. So it's going to make the whole day interesting, and we'll fight like this all through the day.
Oh, yes. This is not over by any means.
Yeah, we have a long way to go.
And going that long way is Bill Malik in the two-wheel drive classes now. He managed to put 7 seconds on Ralph Cosmides last night, and he is working this car hard. You can see the rear end come out. These two-wheel drive cars definitely use every inch of the road as he heads up the ridge here. Behind him, though, Ralph Cosmides doing the same exact thing and putting the pressure on. You can see him up on the ridge now, and the two-wheel drive cars require even more steering input. Whoa! Gets a little sideways on that water bar there. That's definitely one of the hazards. Comes up on the onboard now. Oh, wait a minute, someone's up there. This could be trouble for Malik. Yes, that's Bill Malik out of the event. Looks like he has trouble, and he is sidelined there. That's got to be good news for Cosmides in the Ruby's Toyota Supra. As he heads into the finish now, no one else really that close to him. Malik had the lead out front, and that means Cosmides has a comfortable margin now. 1:17.11. Nice time for a two-wheel drive car, but you can see Malik is still at the side of the road, and that has got to hurt.
Bill, on that stage, broke a clutch, I guess, and about halfway through, when we went by him, we slowed down. We got a pretty good lead now in first and two-wheel drive, so we're going to back out of it and try and get it to the finish and win.
So the Got Balls race wear time card. Schwanier's out front, Lawler still second, and Tony Chavez third. Schrader and Lamb follow him.
Keep watching more rally action in Speed Vision.
When you're flying around a track at 180 miles per hour, danger is always right there beside you. In every race, every turn, every lap. Now, I'm not superhuman, but I've never been afraid. Because deep inside, there's something greater than fear driving me. And that's my personal relationship with God. A relationship that turned my life around. And now there's a remarkable free book that can help do the same for you. It's called Power for Living. It's a simple, compelling guide to everyday life that provides genuine answers to life's everyday problems. Through my victories and defeats, the message of Power for Living always keeps me and my family right on track.
To get your free copy of Power for Living, just call this toll-free number. There's no risk, no obligation, and no one will call.
Let Power for Living work for you.
Here's what's coming up on Speed Vision.
We're back in the Angeles National Forest as the SCCA Rim of the World Pro Rally continues. Paul Schwanier once again leading the pack out as he climbs his way back up the ridge. They're running the stage in reverse of the last stage they ran. That may prove helpful for some of the teams here. Schwanier on board now. You can see he's had a chance to look at the road. He knows what he's doing. He knows where he's going. He's making the most out of that Hyundai. Behind him, Noel Lawler knows what he's here to do.
Paul's about 7 seconds ahead of us, and we're not going to get silly out here and throw it away. We had a great battle last night. I'm on ProRally tires, and Paul's on the Michelin, and, you know, it was Dyson backing over seconds all night.
And with just 1,500s between them, it's still anybody's race. Over in the production GT class, Gail Truis and Patty Hughes have been doing nicely with their effort.
Gail Truis, you and Patty are out here a long way. Good to see a girls team out here. Are you going to continue on for the rest of the season, or is this just a one-off?
No, it's definitely not a one-off. We've made the commitment to run the full series this year, and we're really shooting for a GT championship.
And they are out in the lead now, but Lee Shadbolt, last year's production GT class winner, is close behind. Over on stage 8 now, Paul Schwanier is still out front. As you can get a look at some of the twisty roads here. There's actually spectators out here on top of this mountain ridge. Great place to see the rally action. And you can get a nice view of the way Paul sets up for these apexes here, swinging the car as wide as possible, keeping it in control and keeping the speed up. Behind him now, Noel Lawler. We've had a report that Noel is having steering problems. He may have lost the power steering, and that is bad news on this kind of terrain. No such problems, though, for Garen Schrader as he comes through. Still managing to build up. He's actually getting quite close to taking over third place from Tony Chavez. And that would certainly be what he's looking to do as he comes in now to the finish of stage 8. You can see working hard. Oh, yeah, he likes that. Tony is right behind him, though, and as you can see, he's not letting up too much either here, losing the car for all it's worth, and on these corners, that is not the kind of place where you want to have any problems at all. You can see why steering is so important here. You get a 2,000-foot drop, you don't want to take any chances. Behind him, Pete Lamb comes through. Pete's been having a real steady run all day, climbing up the ranks, staying on to a solid 5th place as it works now. You can see as he comes through the spectator area now, that's a real road, and again, the steering is critical to the car's performance. Behind him now, Paul Eklund, a driver who's been away from the series for a couple of years, back this year after co-driving for Lee Shadbolt last year. Back in the service area, though, there is definitely a problem with Noel Lawler's car.
Well, we coming in from that long stage, the 10 mile, halfway through it, we lost power steering, and that's quite a handful driving one of these out there. And then the second stage we had to go through with no power steering was like, it was incredible. My hands are all swollen right now. And they're going to fix it, and it'll be fine for the rest of the night, so hopefully my hands can hold up for the balance and try and make up the bit of time we lost.
And now the Rally Sport time card. Paul Schwanier stays out front. Noel Lawler drops back 1.65 with power steering problems. Tony Chavez 3rd, Garen Schrader 4th, and Pete Lamb 5th. You think these roads are tough on tires? Yeah, just maybe.
Ever notice rallies are always in some place like Thailand or Beijing? And where the heck is Catalonia anyhow? Subaru knows there are extreme driving conditions right here in the good old US of A. That's why we put full-time all-wheel drive on every car we make, not unlike the kind that helped us win 3 World Rally Manufacturers Championships. World-class traction and control, right in your own backyard. Hey, why should Catalonia have all the fun? Subaru, the beauty of all-wheel drive.
Things that make you go, break it down. Things that make
The delicious chicken sandwich at Burger King. At just 99 cents, the taste isn't the only thing that makes you go.
When you have it your way, it just tastes better.
Hi. At the request of every boss in America, our morning edition of Fox Sports News will be just 1/2 hour long, and I'll be appearing on it, as opposed to the hour-long stretches on the other sports networks. This is so you can get to the office on time, please. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. You lazy goon, you. Now, to the office with you.
And now for a crash course on women's questions you should never answer.
Why don't you run away? This your room? Tell me about the other girls.
It's the movie that saw James Caan's career take off. Redline 7000, Saturday at 11 Eastern.
Each week, we try to give you a look behind the scenes in a segment we call Rally Dirt. This week, 7-time champion Paul Schwanier tells us how it's done.
I think pro rallying provides challenges to a driver that you can't find in any other type of motorsports. If you can imagine driving down a road you've never seen before in your life, as fast as you can, not knowing what's over the next crest or over the next brow, and whether there's going to be fog or dust or rain, it's never the same, always changing. Yet at the same time, you've got to drive as fast as you can, and you don't really know how to judge your speed because you're not driving on a track where you can watch another car and you have to catch him. You're beating the next guy that you can't see, who's invisible to you, basically. You really need to stay alert, you need to stay focused, you need to concentrate 100%. You know, driving down a stage in a car that's set up just right and is handling perfectly, and as a driver, you're concentrating to your fullest, and everything's come together, and you're just hitting all the corners perfectly, and you're braking at the right spots, and you're using all of the road, and it's just a feeling of an ultimate satisfaction that you can't get in any other type of motorsport. It sends chills down your spine. It's really incredible. And after 10 years of doing it, you still get the same feeling. It doesn't get boring at all.
Well, things are not boring for Noel Lawler, that's for sure. He still has no power steering. They were not able to get a new belt on during the break. Paul Schwanier will be out front again, leading the way, and he's having a great run with this really untested car. It's working out incredibly well for him, no problems at all on its maiden voyage here at Rim. Behind him, though, Noel Lawler definitely struggling. You can see he's not quite using as much of the road, trying to take a straighter line through. He's definitely having a tough day. Behind him, Tony Chavez is on the road now. We had a report that he may have a flat tire or a tire going down. Yep, sure enough, he's going to have to pull over and try and change that. He's in the middle of the stage now. It's not worth trying to hobble through. Behind him, Garen Schrader's on the stage, making up excellent time here. If he can keep it on the road, that is. That's definitely a rough spot there. You can see the water bars again, slowing all these guys down. It's taken out a chunk of his fender liner, but that does not seem to be slowing him in any way. Gets right by Tony Chavez there on the inboard, and that's got to feel good. He knows he's made up time. If he can keep it going, he's going to be in third place as they finish 2:17.66. That should be good enough. Pete Lamb is on the road behind him, though. Another Evo 4 comes into the finish now, too. He's really working hard. You can see the deep silt these guys have to go through. 2:19.20. That will put him in fourth place. Paul Eklund also climbing up the ladder now. Looks like he's going to make it through okay here, coming into the finish. 2 hours, 25.85 minutes. Behind him, Chavez on the road, making up time here, trying to get back some of the lead he lost, changing the tire. On board at the finish here. 2 hours, 24.96, good for fifth.
One of the very fast sections, top of third gear, the wheel blew up, it disintegrated. The tire is fine, I mean, you can see the tire is right here, right next to me. The wheel just blew up, there was no more wheel. And with 2 more stages to go right now, we have something to fight. I mean, whoever is in front, we want to go to catch him. That's what we're here for. I don't care who is in front, we want to go for it.
In the two-wheel drive classes, Ralph Cosmides still holding on to his lead in the Ruby's Toyota Supra, but there's reports of trouble.
We're burning up.
Specifically, overheating. That water in the lens is not rain, it's antifreeze coming out of the radiator, and that is not what he's looking for here in the desert. Over in production, there's a good battle going on with Mark Brown and John Allen getting a comfortable lead out front after a good drive last night. Their main competition in the class, that's right, it's Carl Scheibel in his VW Bug. They're not just for city driving after all. He had a little bit of trouble last night with some shakedown problems, seeing as this is a new car, but he's doing well today and putting the pressure on. Speaking of pressure, there's big drama in the Hyundai pits, where we understand both Schwanier and Lawler may be given a 10-minute penalty for improper servicing by their crews. The steward's going over it now with the team. We're not sure of all the details, but if that were to happen, the face of the race would change dramatically. With the penalties, the Toyota Rally time card reads Schrader's out front, Schwanier second, Lamb third, Lawler fourth, and Chavez fifth. We go into the night when we return. The SCCA Rim of the World Pro Rally is brought to you by the Sports Car Club of America and by Ruby's Restaurants, where the food is great.
Let's go to Ruby.
Shooby-dooby down to Ruby's where the food is great. Shooby-dooby down to Ruby's with your favorite date. Shooby-dooby down to Ruby's now and don't be late. Shooby-dooby down to Ruby's, hey, hey.
Get in the swing where fun is the thing at Ruby's. Classic food, smiling faces, all with a swinging 40s flair. So shooby-dooby down to a Ruby's diner near you.
Shooby-dooby down to Ruby's where the food is great.
For our locations, call 1-800-HEY-RUBY or check out our website at rubys.com.
The new Grand Prix Tours catalog features special VIP tours to all of the finest Formula One races, and it's free if you call 888-RACES-F1 now. The best seats, the most convenient hotels, exclusive VIP parties with race personalities. Grand Prix Tours takes care of all the details. Just show up and have the time of your life. Only Grand Prix Tours takes you inside Formula One. Book an F1 race with your MasterCard and get a free autographed Jordan team photo, courtesy of MasterCard.
So I'm trying to get here, leave my house, rock slide. Finally get here. I asked the man what's going on. He says it's closed. It's been closed for 32 years. What on earth am I doing even leaving my couch?
Back on the final stage, Paul Schwanier retains his place on the road, but we understand the penalty will take effect.
Well, at this point, it looks like we're going to get a 10-minute penalty because there's a rule in the rule book that says you can't have any of your service crew out spectating with any spare parts in the car. So our service crew is out spectating with a spare tire and gas in the car, and although we didn't use them or do anything with them, it could be interpreted as though we intended to if we needed to.
That is bad news for the Hyundai team, and Noel Lawler is not happy either.
I'm like in shock over it. And now all of a shock they're going to say it's my problem, and I'm getting a 10-minute penalty because of some umbrella over a crew chief. I don't know.
It's a strict interpretation of the rules, and it puts a lot of pressure on this man, Garen Schrader, as he takes off to hold on to his lead. He's been having a flawless run in this car, a little bit of shakedown time ahead of time, but it's holding up well for him. Pete Lamb now on the road behind him. He's also moved up quite a bit because of the penalty, and he's looking to hold on. Whoa, that road is really rough. You can see the rocks flying around. He comes through, moving nicely. He's got to keep it going. Just one more stage. Gets a little wide. Oh, off the road. Just misses the tree, and that will cost him some time. Paul Schwanier now at the finish. 2 hours, 48 minutes, .18. May be good enough to hold on to first place. Behind him, Noel Lawler, still working hard. He's got his power steering back. 2 hours, 50.43. And now, Garen Schrader. Oh, now he's having trouble here. You can hear that shift. He is not able to shift gears as he comes into the finish now. 2 hours, 46.05. That will take the win. Back at the hotel, the champagne begins to flow.
Of our own, we took off from the first one, and the shift linkage totally came loose in the car, and Dad had to hold it down with his hand and keep me on the road with the book, and we were able to turn their misfortune into our good luck. I know it's special for us. This is the hardest rally in our series and the toughest, and it certainly is going to be special to us that this is our first win.
Over in two-wheel drive, Ralph Cosmides brings it to the line.
The Ruby's Toyota Super ran well all day. We had a few problems, overheating and a couple of things, but we made it here. It was a rough event. Very tired, looking forward to some sleep.
So Garen Schrader takes first, Pete Lamb second, Paul Schwanier and Noel Lawler third and fourth, and Tony Chavez fifth. Hyundai moves out front in the manufacturer's points, then Subaru, then Toyota.
Another Rim of the World rally comes to a close with just a touch of controversy. We know rallies can be won or lost in service, but this has got to be a first. We'll see a lot more Pro Rally coming up
here on Speed Vision. Join us next time, June 21st at 8 p.m. for the Susquehannock Trail Pro Rally, right here on Speed Vision.